Hey everyone, welcome to tonight's game review. Now, tonight's game review, I thought I'd do something that I really haven't touched upon in the past. It is a great game called Rock Band. I'm sure some of you have heard of it. Now, Rock Band is kind of the full band version of Guitar Hero. Now, I'm going to show you some of the equipment used, as well as a little bit of gameplay footage and some of the characters that I've created. That's right, you get to create your characters, not just pick them. So let me show you the drums first. Now the drums are these. Obviously we have our red, we have our yellow, we have our blue, and we have our green. You do use actual drumsticks that are given to you. And then on the very bottom down here, there's an actual foot pedal for you. Now, I'll get to showing you some of the game footage for that in a second. Now, next up, I'm going to show you their version of the guitar. Here it is. A Fender Stratocaster, I believe. Yep, Stratocaster. Now, I'm actually a Gibson. My favorite guitar ever is a Les Paul. But this ain't half bad. It really isn't. Now, I want to stress a few problems, though. First off, the whammy bar. It doesn't matter if I have it positioned up, down. I have monster problems using this thing. I don't know why that is. I mean, on regular guitars that I've played in the past, I'm fine with it. On the Guitar Hero 3, Guitar Hero 2 Explorer controller, it's fine. I mean, I can use it just perfectly. But on this, for some reason, I can't. However, there is a few extra things on here that you won't find on the Guitar Hero one. First off is your wish wash. Or that's what I call it anyways. Wish wash is just one of the forms you can have. What this little puppy does is on solo modes in your guitar, you're able to change the sound of it. So you can have sound like the chorus of the song. You can have it, a good echo to it. You have it be a little bit wishy-washy, or you can just have it off altogether. Another new thing is the amount of fret buttons. Now, green, red, yellow, blue, and orange. These all work like your regular ones. The idea of it is kind of, if you watch some guitar players or in songs, they'll just work close. Now, that's what this idea was. In the solo modes, you can just press these. You don't have to use this. You can just use these. Now, personally, I didn't like doing that because, in case you haven't noticed, I kind of have fat fingers. So, it's kind of hard for me. These is what I generally use, so that's why I generally stick to my Guitar Hero controller. I wasn't that fond of this. I mean, it does have a nicer look than the Guitar Hero. It's a lot larger, it feels better. Although I will be getting the Les Paul for the Guitar Hero 3, so all around, decent. Now, you can also play bass as well as normal guitar in this game, which was something that was awesome, I know in other Guitar Hero games they've started messing with that aspect, but, yeah, it wasn't really that awesome. Now, for the next thing. Your mic. Your mic. Now, you can actually use these as your microphone. However, there is a slight lag, and it is kind of hard to use. That's why, when you buy the full set, you get this. An actual microphone for you. Whew, I thought it was good. Sorry about that. I had a sneeze. Now, you can actually use this. They usually suggest to pull away from the mouth. Now, I'm kind of an old school guy. I usually like to keep it right here, generally. I mean, that's kind of how I am. I tuck it down a bit, and then I speak into it. Now, I have a major problem with this because I am actually a singer. I've done musicals in the past. I have sang on stage before, and I was just not fond of how they did their singing system in here, because songs like Don't Fear the Reaper by Blue Oyster Cult, Seasons don't fear the reaper, nor do the wind, the sun, or the rain, or we can be like they are. Come on, baby, don't fear the reaper. See, that, to them, is perfect. That is. If you play it on expert and sing it just how I did, you're going to nail it perfectly. Now, on some songs like Wanted by Bon Jovi, I'm not even going to bother because my version of it sucks. I don't want to ruin your ears. But you can't sing it how you want, or you can't have it within a decent pitch tone. I mean, it has to be almost exact. The only way that I found that I'm able to get through most of the songs is if I do this, and yes, I'm going to do it for you, a girl tone. Okay? On a steel horse I ride, I'm wanted, dead or alive. That's right. If I use that horrible, screechy, nails on a chalkboard voice that I just used for you, that would get me perfectly through that song. I don't know. I didn't like that idea. I know that this is really one of the, I think it's maybe like the third game on the 360 to use a mic, and I know that these are really still an experimental version, but work needs to be done. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to show you one of my characters. Meet Villa Vallo. That's right, the lead singer of him. This is my interpretation. Alright, so as you can kind of see, this is my boy, Villa Vallo. Now, yes, I did manage to make crow makeup for him. It's just, I created a band called the Crying Crows. You can name your bands, so this is what I picked. Now, as you can kind of read here, there's many different pieces. There's, like, say, for the punk rockers. I mean, you could do everything from, like, basic, cheap cut tees to more expensive leather and kind of, you know, punk rock looks. But then there's other stuff. There's the metal, which can be comprised of everything from just basic shirts to those ungodly metal pieces you might have seen in the 80s. Or some from Guar. Now, you might notice how I'm kind of a goth kid, really. So I'm just going to go ahead past that. Yeah, rock is just kind of more stuff like The Who, I think is probably the best way to say. You know, you're going to see everything from The Who, The Clash. I mean, you're going to see a real mix with their little rock section. I mean, and it goes all the way down. You know, what clothes they wear, what shoes they're wearing. You know, there's just a whole many different ways to design it. Now this, however, is just my singer. You might notice I have a few other names there. I'm going to show you some of them right now. Excuse me, I just kind of have to reach for my guitar. Alright. Yeah, this is something I also notice. Every time I have to sign back in, it's become kind of a hassle, and it's a bit of a pain in my ass. But I do it every time. Now, you're about to see a guy, well, there's the chick, but I'm kind of working with her. Oops. Sorry, I pressed the wrong thing. Okay, yeah, the woman's name is Biff Naked. If you don't know who that is, look her up online. She's a phenomenal singer. This is my interpretation of a guy called Daniel Lyon. It's the nickname for the guitar player from him. But I just thought I'd try something interesting, something different. Definitely a goth inspiration. That's right, most of my characters are goth, and he has the crow makeup. Now I'm not even going to bother showing you my drummer, because, well, yeah, he looks like a typical, it's just a typical design right now. I haven't had a chance to do much now. I'm going to show you a little bit of what I've been talking about. I'm not going to do any of the singing or any of the playing right now, just so I can give you a good idea of what's going on with this game. Now the mic, as you know, it can be hooked right there, but you have to use your Xbox controller for it. Now, I'm not going to show the drums because this camera only lets me use about 10 minutes of footage, and I'm running up on time here. Now, as you can tell, they use pretty decent stages, some good work. Now, this is what I was talking about earlier. Now, listen to this. Can you hear me? That's right. I'm actually talking to this. So hold on. Listen. That vibrating is from me. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rock Band. Alright, well, I'm going to save you all the rest of it. So, my review, my score, 9 out of 10. Great game. Just need to work on the vocals a bit. Catch you all later, man. Buy this game, and hopefully I'll see you on Xbox Live.